Although World War I began in 1914, the United States did not join the war until 1917. The impact of the United States joining the war was significant. The additional firepower, resources, and soldiers in the U.S. helped tip the balance of the war in favor of the Allies.
When war broke out in 1914, the United States had a policy of neutrality. The U.S. saw the war as a dispute between the old world powers and had nothing to do with them. Also, the public opinion on the war was often split, and there were many immigrants who had ties to both sides.
When the Germans sank the Louisiana in 1915, a passenger ocean liner with 115 Americans on board.
In January of 1917, the British intercepted and decoded the secret telegram sent from German Foreign Secretary Arthur Zimmermann to the German ambassador in Mexico. He proposed that Mexico ally with Germany against the United States. He promised them the territories of Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona.
The Zimmermann telegram was the final straw. President Woodrow Wilson gave a speech to Congress on April 2nd in 1917 for them to declare war on Germany. In his speech, he said that the U.S. would go to war to fight the ultimate peace on the world. On April 6th, in 1917, the U.S. officially declared war on Germany. The public opinion in the United States towards the war began to change.
The U.S. Army in Europe was under the command of General John J. Pershing. At first, the U.S. had few trained troops to send over to Europe. However, the Army was quickly built up through the draft and volunteers. By the end of the war, around 2 million U.S. troops were in France. The U.S. troops arrived just in time to turn over the tide of the war in favor of the Allies. Both sides were exhausted and running out of soldiers. The influx of fresh troops had helped to boost the morale of the Allies and played a major role in defeat of the Germans.
After entering the war, President Wilson issued his famous 14 points. These points were his plan for peace and the goals of the United States in entering the war. Wilson was the only leader to publicly state his war aims. Included in Wilson's 14 points was the establishment of the League of Nations that he hoped would help to end the war in the future.
President Wilson wanted all of Europe to be able to recover quickly from the war, including Germany. France and Britain disagreed and placed harsh things on Germany in the Treaty of Versailles. The United States did not sign the Treaty of Versailles, but established their own peace treaty with Germany.
Now it's time for some fun facts. Number 1. The United States had 4,355,000 military personnel involvement in World War II, and it suffered 322,000 casualties, including 116,000 soldiers that were killed. Second fun fact. The United States didn't become an official member of the Allies, but called itself an assassination power.
You said the United States didn't become an official member of the Allies, but called itself the assassinated power, not the associated power.
Okay. Fun fact number 2. The United States didn't become an official member of the Allies, but called itself the associated power. Fun fact number 3. The U.S. Navy played a major role in helping the blockade Germany, keeping out supplies and hurting Germany economically. Fun fact number 4. The U.S. forces that were sent to Europe during the World War I were called the AEF. Fun fact number 5. The nickname for the U.S. soldiers during this war was Doughboy.